Hello and welcome to the Source One podcast. Consider us your source for the latest procurement, supply management, and strategic sourcing insights, anytime, anywhere.
Let's face it, you and your team have your collective hands full just keeping the procurement train running each day. Adding a spend analysis initiative on top of everything else being juggled, well, that may be one ball too many to keep in the air. It seems like an unnecessary step to add you simply don't have time for, and really, what's the point? I've worked with clients for years to develop and execute on sourcing initiatives, and I've found that there are two camps I can sort companies into. Which side a client lands on is indicative of how much work lies ahead in terms of helping them truly control their spend. Organizations will either be pro-spend analysis or barely spend time on the subject, if any at all. To be fair, many organizations do run a pretty tight ship in terms of managing their spend, but there's still room for improvement for a good number of others. There are some great reasons to make a proper spend analysis a priority. As such, I'd like to take a minute to extol the virtues of this process to show some of the benefits you might be missing out on. To do that, I'd like to set the stage a little bit. Consider the relationship between an organization and its IT, hardware, and software value-added resellers. In this scenario, we have two such VARs, one servicing the organization's New York branch, the other servicing Philadelphia. These two VARs have a lot in common. Both serve the same Northeast region, both offer stellar customer service, and so the relationship has been good on all sides. Each office comes away satisfied after reviewing their VAR's track record. But is that all there is to the story? One of the most apparent, if not the most apparent, reasons to analyze your spend is the impact such analysis might have on strategic sourcing initiatives. At the most basic level, an organization needs to know several key factors before developing a strategy around cost savings. First, how much money are we spending and who specifically is spending it? 2, who is that money going to? And 3, when are these transactions happening? These seem like simple enough questions, but getting the answers can be tricky. To kick off our VAR example, one great way to save money with such VARs is to leverage your spend volume to negotiate rebate structures and develop reduced unit pricing for all purchases. The more you spend, the bigger the rebate, and the greater incentive for VARs to offer unit price discounts, and these things can add up quickly. Consolidating spend to as few VARs as possible helps to maximize this strategy, and both our VARs service the same region. However, because New York and Philadelphia each use two separate VARs, neither will be able to negotiate as strong a rebate, and we likely won't see as much progress in commanding discounted rates. Each location may have a great relationship with its respective VAR, and procurement wouldn't know they were missing out on savings opportunities until a spend analysis reveals this missing piece. Beyond hard dollar savings, companies tend to save money by building a leaner, more efficient procurement department. We can already see how our total vendor pool will be reduced through consolidation. Fewer vendors to manage means less time devoted to the procurement process. However, we will also learn more about our vendor landscape through the analysis. Continuing with our example, let's consider those two VARs a bit more closely. All else equal, we may find out that New York's VAR offers a vendor-managed inventory program, centralized billing, and an online customer ordering portal. Each of these value adds will help procurement be more efficient even if no hard dollar savings are generated. By properly researching the landscape, we can determine what value adds are truly important and focus on building up these efficiencies. So far we've consolidated spend to a single VAR, generating hard dollar savings via negotiated rebates and unit pricing using our newly consolidated spend, and improved our procurement process, generating soft dollar savings by understanding and implementing best practices. We haven't, however, talked about the specific items being purchased. As the saying goes, the devil is in the details, and the very best supplier relationships can fall prey to Maverick spend if employees are left to their own devices. Consider all the non-strategic commodity spend that will pass through our VARs, items like cabling, computer peripherals, or office equipment, and a whole host of other small purchases are often included in contract pricing lists. But what about an employee who goes off the reservation and orders off contract? Your negotiated rates become meaningless. Would the purchase of, say, an off-contract mouse by a single employee, maybe a $5 cost increase, really break the bank? Well, likely not. However, this problem can get out of hand pretty quickly if large groups of employees routinely ignore the on-contract equivalents. Analyzing spend and comparing it to negotiated on-contract items allows us to identify problems and either rein in employee behavior, renegotiate the contract price list, or a combination of both to solve it before it gets out of hand. If there's one thing our tale of two VARs has taught us, it's that you don't know what you don't know. Neither VAR may look like a poor partner at the outset. However, when you look at the entire picture, room for improvement becomes more obvious. We simply can't see that entire picture without performing a spend analysis. By performing our spend analysis, we put ourselves in the position of moving between the 3-foot and 30,000-foot view quickly. This enables us to look at our spend and supplier relationships from all sides. Only then can we effectively manage our spend.
You've been listening to the Source One podcast. For more strategic sourcing and procurement insights every day, visit our blog, The Strategic Sorcerer. Want to provide feedback or suggest a topic for a future episode? Let us know at prrequest@sourceoneinc.com. Thanks for listening.